I was reading this article about bed baths, and it's amazing how something so simple can impact patients so much.
Oh, really? Wait, bed baths like in hospitals?
Yeah, exactly. It
Mm-hmm.
turns out patients actually prefer water and soap over those disposable wet wipes.
Seriously? I thought wet wipes were supposed to be more convenient.
Well, convenience for us maybe, but not necessarily for the patients.
Right.
There was this nurse, Hadri Gajani, who found that giving patients the choice made a huge difference.
How so?
So, she had this 70-year-old patient who felt like a new person after a proper bed bath with water and soap. He even said he didn't
Okay.
recognize himself in the mirror afterward.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And at first, he didn't want to bother her. He was like, "You can just do what you did before. Don't go out of
Right.
your way." But she assured him it wasn't any trouble.
It's like they don't want to be a burden, you know?
Exactly. And that's so common. Patients often feel like they're inconveniencing staff.
Mhm.
But when she explained that he had options, he jumped at the chance for a real wash.
I guess it gives them a sense of normalcy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not just about cleanliness, it's about dignity and feeling human.
So what does the research say about all this?
Well, there's this researcher, Pia Lial V, who studied this exact
Oh,
thing.
interesting.
She found that most patients prefer water and soap over wet wipes.
Did she look into why that is?
Yeah, she did. It's tied to culture, tradition, and just the basic human instinct that water cleans better.
Right.
People feel truly clean when they use water and soap.
That makes sense. Wet wipes can feel a bit, insufficient.
Exactly. And patients mentioned that, especially for their face and hands, they preferred water.
Mhm.
It's like, would you wash your face with a wet wipe at home?
Probably not.
Right. It's the same for them.
Yeah.
Plus, giving them the choice strengthens the nurse-patient relationship.
That's really important in care settings.
Absolutely. And it's not just
yeah.
about hygiene, it's about communication, trust, and making patients feel valued.
But aren't wet wipes supposed to be more efficient for the staff?
You'd think so, but the research showed that the time saved isn't that significant.
Really?
It varies a lot, so the efficiency gain isn't as big as we might assume.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Both methods are equally effective in terms of hygiene.
Okay.
So why not go with what the patient prefers?
True, but I wonder about resources. Wet wipes might be more cost-effective.
Actually, the studies included cost analysis, and the differences aren't huge.
Oh, I see.
Plus, the benefits of patient satisfaction can outweigh the minimal cost differences.
That's a good point.
And think about this. Giving a bed bath is also an opportunity for nurses to assess patients' conditions. Skin
Right.
integrity, mobility, all those things.
So it's more than just getting them clean.
Exactly. It's holistic
Yeah.
care. Nurse Gajani mentioned how she feels more connected to her patients during these interactions.
That's so valuable, but do all nurses have the time for that?
Well, that's a challenge, but it's about prioritizing. If we understand the importance, we can make time.
I suppose it's a matter of perspective.
Exactly. And perhaps rethinking what's truly efficient.
Yeah.
Patient well-being might actually improve outcomes in the long run.
That's a fair point, but I still think in some situations wet wipes might be more practical.
Oh, totally.
Right.
It's not about eliminating wet wipes, but about offering choices. Sometimes a combination works best.
So maybe wash the face and hands with water and use wipes for the rest?
Exactly. It's about tailoring care to each patient's needs and preferences.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it empowers patients, gives them a bit of control back,
Mm-hmm.
which is huge when you're hospitalized.
Definitely. Losing autonomy can be one of the hardest parts of being a patient.
Right, so small choices can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Plus, it reinforces that personal connection between nurse and patient.
It's like building trust through simple acts.
Exactly. And as Nurse Gajani said, it's not just washing, it's clinical work. Observing, assessing, caring.
Right. I hadn't thought of it that way before.
Yeah, it's really eye-opening.
Yeah.
We often overlook the significance of these fundamental tasks.
So what's the takeaway for healthcare professionals?
I think it's to remember that patient-centered care includes the basics. Offering choices, respecting preferences, and using these moments to build relationships.
That's powerful.
And perhaps it's also a call to reassess our routines. Maybe efficiency isn't just about speed, but about quality of care.
I can get behind that.
So next time we're considering wet wipes for convenience, we might stop and ask the patient what they prefer.
Right. It could make all the difference in their experience.
Exactly. It's a small change with a big impact.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing this. It's given me a lot to think about.
Glad to hear it. It's always exciting to see how research can inform and improve practice.
Definitely. Maybe we can all take a page from Nurse Gajani's book.
I couldn't agree more. It's
Yeah.
all about making that human connection.